First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. I just gotta be thankful. This is my second attempt trying to make this video, and I had no frustration because somehow the video just disappeared. I think my battery is just overfilled or whatever. I have no problem doing the same videos over and over and over and over because what it does is just kind of reinforce reality. Repetition helps me maintain reality because they repeatedly try to recreate reality. So what happens is I've trained myself mentally. It's a way to combat the way they're just rewiring me. So when I face them, I've already prepped myself psychologically. And I can confront whoever I need to confront the way I need to confront them. I've been validated in ways that's just majestic, magical. And that's why I used the word, yesterday because they tried to mess with me. But I just don't know what the term to use. Today I went to the doctor. As expected, they behaved the way target individual expect doctors to behave in this way. I've heard testimonials of even women who've gone through horrible things, who thought they were raped, and the doctor treated them like trash. I've heard women who are going through cancers and the doctors were treating them like trash. Nurses were treating them like trash. Going through chemotherapy, the nurses, like I've heard all the testimonials of what happened as a target individual at the doctor in a lot of cases. I've heard that. And they were acting the way I expected. They were trying to play it off. I was like, don't even, I know what you're doing. And they wanted me to perceive them. I was like, no, what we're doing to you is we're making you avenge. Like trash. Never. Today, the way they were trying to gaslight me over, like, it's surreal that they could jeopardize their own life thinking that they really were able to make me subscribe to these things. I'm more ready than ever. I'm more understanding of what this is about. And I'm ready to confront them however they come in. They thought that they could pacify me by presenting themselves in certain ways. Even at the doctor office, I saw like more like older lady, maybe older like in the 60s, right? Nice looking lady, like nice lady, like a lady that looks like she's a lady that she presents herself as like a nice lady. As the reason why I look up is because they try to distract me. But a lady that looks like she's a wholesome lady that it's hard to see the evilness. But I know what this program does. The participant comes to all level and all shape. An example of that is has validated me, but it's sad at the same time. It's sad in all fronts because that's what this program is about. They will try to gaslight me over some stupidest thing. Today, I know that I'm no longer myself. They are playing with my brain in these degrading ways that they want me to internalize. They manipulate the brain. It's meant to break you down. This program is changing people's mind and brain, controlling them. A lot of target individuals deal with this V2K and synthetic telepathy. Once you deal with that, you are no longer yourself. You will experience what is controlled for you to experience. They will design this experience. Now, I know I have clowns of all kinds of ways to try to utilize different verbiage. Now, we're mining, we're mapping. These clowns are meant to make me mentally retarded, infantilize me to think in a retarded way. They do this manipulation by design, by control. Then they behave the way they need to behave to implant the stupidity, the insultiveness of how they want me to subscribe to this. They purposely make you have these grading experiences that are designed and prepared and rewired your brain in these matters, knowing that's the goal that they want you. They want you to have these experiences because this is how they attack your brain. They wanted me to just internalize this thing and see them behaving this way, as if these people doing these things to you are behaving this way and not doing that to you. They are clowns that thought the clowniness, the way they behave like clowns, was going to make me internalize this. It will never happen. And I promise, the second I see them behaving this way, thinking that they will make me accept these manipulations, I have to behave accordingly. This BS rage and act and behaviors are all theatrical. Meaning, the reason why they behave this way is because they want you to internalize this. Whatever things they bring up to try to make me subscribe to this, I know that they purposely make people experience this. They utilize the most childlike fuckers who think that they can disconnect the reality by behaving, speaking, saying things in whatever matters. They try to sound mistakeful. They try to sound enraged. They try to sound just annoying in whatever ways. Because what they do in this program is they recreate reality and rewire your brain in this way. There is men, there's women, and most importantly, there's children dying in this program. They utilize these infantile fuckers who thought if they start making me rationalize in this way, you will forget the horror that not only happening to you, but happening to children and women. And as they manipulate you in these fucking disturbing ways, they thought that if I talk in this way, for example, this little shit says something, I can't for it. What she wants me to think is, as they manipulate my brain this way, I should think of me as a child. What this trash doesn't want to be accountable for is that she knows that what she joined by choice, because it's fun, she knows that not only the brain is being manipulated, but that's not how far it goes. That children are dying in this program. So this little fucker will think that she says this thing, will make me think I'll be accountable for what I did when I was a child. But this fucker low life cannot be accountable for being involved in a program that tortured children. They use this infantile low life, which I understand why. When you hear somebody like Stephen Marlowe murder a 15-year-old, I think immediately of this trash. Because they thought their infantile mentality was going to be contagious enough for you to subscribe to this. They wanted me to accept the manipulation, use the fucking retardation that this trash wanted me to subscribe to. That this program is not purposely rewiring the brain, altering the brain in a harmful way, in a tormenting way to the target visual, and thought they could slam a few doors every once in a while. They could do these theatrics that are super fucking theatric, and thought you will let that happen and be like, oh my gosh, they're obviously not changing my brain. That's what, and I think about, man, if I was somewhere where Steve Marlowe was, where you can get a gun, and I saw a child trash say, I can't for it, thinking that one, it will make me subscribe to this manipulation, that a grown adult man who, or let me just not even bring gender, a grown adult person who think that it would make sense, that the rationality here is you're making my brain regress for me to experience this, is what's happening. Two, that a program where there's clear the testimonials of people all around the world describing these horrible things that has happened to even children, where I even hear these clowns trying to negate this evilness, that they think the infantileness, this childishness can block that out. And all I have to do is press a trigger to finish one off. Thank God I don't have the option. But if I face this trash, who thought that was going to work? Who knows? All I know is I know I'm going to confront one of these trash the right way. And it's not going to be the fantasized way they wanted to present themselves. I'll go to the doctor behaved the same way they behave toward these women that even get raped and come to the doctor office asking for rape kits. Guess what? No. Refusal. They give them STDs tests. You can get that. Not a rape kit. Women who have cancers go to the doctors. The nurses and all that, treating them like trash, can't even get the morphine properly. Seen that. Law enforcement fully involved in this. We all know, even harassing some of the target individual women. All of that. Neighbors, common stuff. You like to utilize teenage trash attitude. One system specifically calling out, there's a lot of teenage trash with attitude. They thought they could behave a certain way and override reality. Can you imagine people involved in something that tortures and kills women and children and be like, I can't for it? Now with me, it goes even further. Which, that's what I know. For me, it's going to be bad if I confront them. They've been telling me they're going to frame me with children. Now for me, this trash over there, if they're not human to me. But they tell me they're going to frame me with them. I know that it's not going to, I'm going to, if this trash even try to play this role where they're victimized in front of me, it's going to be really bad. I can tell. That's why I don't mind making these videos over and over and over, because I've trained myself to understand that when I face a perp, no matter what age they're in, trying to play this game, and with me, they think that if they sound innocent and all that, there's no innocence in here. What you're involved in is disgusting, and you don't even want to be accountable for what you're part of. And on top of that, you change people and attack people and harm people and think that those people you're doing that to should not do nothing to you. What kind of warped fucking retardation you think this is? It's like me being involved in something where I'm killing somebody and that person tried to kill me, I'm like shocked. And on top of that, what you're involved in is killing babies and women. And I'm like, yeah, I can't for what you did when you were in middle school. When I'm involved in something that torture babies, and I put effort and even use my infantileness to try to negate how we torture children and women. And I'm being praised by people who benefit from being involved in something that human subjects are return on investment at a high level. Who think they can look at you, you're like, what? I turn on the camera and look at who is, I'm telling you. I'm not a harmful person. I don't want to be a harm, but I promise, because I just found out something, and they will try to gaslight me. Well, when I say try, it's because it's not working. For me, the validation has gone to another level. It's been another level. But the stupidity that they use to gaslight me is getting worse and worse. First of all, I discovered somebody called Steve Marlowe. This man is a man sorry, they're making me think of when I was going to the hospital, to the doctor. There was this white guy walking next to me. First he tried to come and talk to me like in this way, and immediately I started listening to Steve Marlowe and his manifesto, and he started walking fast. I have him on camera. You should have seen this way. He picked up the pace and just started, and it's some young, it's like, this is the purpose exactly. I knew exactly it was a purpose. He just starts walking with like a little bit more, He was about to come and start gaslighting me, but Steve Marlowe is a man that I just learn about. I think what he did was not like a national news. I think it was something that was just not that big in the news. Maybe because it was not that many dead, and it was not a typical mass shooting. It was more of a murder in Ohio, but quadruple murder. He killed a 15-year-old, the mother, and then goes to the next neighbor, and those all neighbors. Then he goes into another neighbors when he kills a 70-year-old and an 82-year-old, point blank. But before that happens, he writes a whole manifesto saying that I'm a targeted individual. I am being manipulated, mind controlled. My thoughts are no longer just mine; they're being also manipulated, and other things. It's like not only my thoughts are being seen, but they're controlling my thoughts. They are controlling my thought and other aspect of me. I'm being controlled. It's mind control. And I'm tired of this abuse, the way they abuse me via this technology that control my mind. But also, apparently, he made the video that he released after the murder. He had that set ready. I thought, first of all, initially I thought he made this video and then did the murder. Then I found out the video came after the murder. Then I was like, oh my gosh, that means that he was like this calm after killing 4 people, from a 15 to an 82-year-old. Which was like, oh my gosh, that's, he became that cold-blooded. But it's even more creepy, not even creepy, more chilly, I should say, because he had that ready, but waited until he kills these 4 people, then release it, which shows the level of planning. That he had like a video saying, I'm gonna do this and that and that, and I'm doing it for you. I love you, niece and nephew. I'm doing it for you guys, so you can live a life with no mind control. What I'm gonna do is in execution, I'm gonna execute these people because they participate in this. It's the first counter attack against mind control. Saves it. Goes and kill these 4 people. First killing the 41-year-old mother, woman, which they tried to mess with me. Her name is Sarah Anderson. Shoots her dead outside of a house, execution style. She's laying on the floor of her parking. Then he goes into the house where there's a 15-year-old girl called Kella, the daughter of the 41-year-old Sarah Anderson. Kella Anderson, there. He executes her like it's nothing, kills her. He comes out of the house from the Anderson's house. Guess who's on the floor still? Sarah Anderson. He shoots her again to finish her and then make sure she's dead. Execute her. Then he goes to the other neighbors. Now, this is another couple, an 82-year-old and a 78-year-old. Execute them too. Then he released that video. What you heard here is what they try to do to negate this. Guess what? Neighbors. He made a whole video about this, how he's being attacked. He got so cold-blooded that he was able to do that systematically. Kill a woman, and I'm going to say that name again, Sarah Anderson. Shot her multiple times. First, when he gets into the house. Second, when he comes out of the house, she's still on the floor, making sure she's dead. Writes a whole manifesto about the manipulation. Says the same thing I said in my first video I've ever made. You know how they would try to gaslight me? Or you thought the video he made was a video that he made after? It was pre-recorded. To try to gaslight me like that. See, you're wrong. Try to make me subscribe to this manipulation. It doesn't even end there. I'm doing some work stuff, and when I was removing certain things, I removed in every other, there was some legal stuff happening where they ask us, okay, can you remove this until we get some updates. So I did that. I made sure I remove everything, and there's some things that didn't need to be removed, and I put them back. Didn't do any harm because there's so many other options, but it wasn't needed. So it wasn't needed to be removed. So I made sure I put them back. But the most important is to ensure that they weren't shown. They try to gaslight me. Oh yeah, and then guess what's happening? You see this little trash. Maybe I don't know if my microphone was able to capture that. There's some next door neighbors, like these teenagers, unfortunately like Kayla, who start coming out. Now let me just say this. I understand the concept of why childish teenagers are very involved in this. They're the best for participation in that. They have lack of self-identity. I can understand what they get out of it. If grown men and women find strength in this, can you imagine some teenagers who have no individuality, who are being praised? They think they're being hero. But on top of that, they think that their childishness can override your common sense, your rationality. They really think. Because even adult grown men and women, they think they can gaslight you. Even if you put in their face, I know you guys have been pushing people to kill. And I know you torture children. You wrote a whole manifesto and killed a 15-year-old. You know, if I was somewhere else, would be able to get a gun. If you talk to me like that, probably I won't be here. So imagine teenage kids. No. And the law enforcement involved in that other target, they just called it out women saying, man, I was attacked. I went to the law enforcement. They were doing nothing to help me. All of that validated. So I know this whole ecosystem is involved in this. Okay. Now, they try to gaslight me. This little trash tell me they're gonna frame me. Because they thought they couldn't plan this, I was gonna subscribe to that. They've realized, oh, I'm not being gaslighted. I know this little stuff I can easily change. They thought that was gonna make me subscribe to that. I was like, you stupid. People are here killing people like you. Cold-blooded, writing a whole manifesto saying I'm being manipulated. And killing 15-year-olds with no freaking fear. With nothing. Killing and calling it was an easy. You know what he said? Steve Marlowe was interviewed. Apparently he said it was an easy decision. It was easy. Go watch what he looks like. He's not a killer. He was so interested in understanding these people do manipulation of the mind. And he was okay with that. It's like, I'm going to kill these people, and I know that they're involved in that. So I can kill them point blank, no problem. They're changing people's brain. For me, I will never subscribe to them. You know the woman called Sarah Anderson? They tried to gaslight me. Her name is Sarah Anderson, the woman who got shot multiple times. Once, the first time when Steve Marlowe started entering the house, killing her outside of her house in the parking lot. Then coming out after killing her 15-year-old kid, shooting her down again. Oh, sorry, she was already down. Shooting her while she was down. To ensure she was down. Her name is Sarah Anderson. They tried to make me think, oh, Sarah. The storylines they put together. And I hear some trust, yeah, you molest, you wish, you fucking low life. But this is real life. This is not your fictional stories, your reality, as you call it. Because you make people lose their mind to kill people, to mothers of 15-year-old and kill 15-year-old. But trash like you go with the stuff you implanted to make me subscribe to how you manipulate me today. Because today when I see these babies, they stimulate me. They make me have this sexual stimulation. This technology, that program that manipulate your mind, stimulate me. They stimulate my brain in a way that give me sexual arousals. Then try to make me subscribe with the stories they put together and bring up me as a kid. And say, now we're mapping your brain. Today we don't manipulate your brain. This man whole manifesto and kill a 15-year-old point blank, and a mother, and a 70-year-old, and an 82-year-old. With no regrets, saying this was an easy decision. I did that for my niece and nephew, my family, so they don't get manipulated. You are changing people's brain. And then you send a fucking retard that think they can gaslight me with these fake behaviors when the people are killing 15-year-old with no problem. Send the fucking retard. For the soul, all who've been suffering this program, inclusive the babies they're torturing. They kill babies in this program. They kill women in this program. Slowly. Send the fucking teenagers that think they can rewire me. Send the doctors that think that today they won't be manipulating the brain. When in the freaking 60s they were able to change the brain. Today wouldn't be doing, thinking that their genders negates reality. Because you're a white woman, because you're a black woman, because you look in your gender, because you're a mother. How many mothers are here dying with their kids? Fuck this trash. I'll face them accordingly. If they think I ever internalize these things, never. There's so many people dying in this program, first of all, that clearly show what you guys are involved in is not here to protect women and children. You're changing people, and some of these people are killing. And they're willing to kill 15-year-olds, point blank. Children are being abused, tortured, suffocated, tormented in every ways. Infants. Send your little retard to try to negate that. I promise you, the not fair things that you negate, which consist of how they torture children in this program, right? And you know what they say to try to negate? That's not fair. Okay. No problem. It's not fair that I know that. So imagine what happens if I see you while I try to gaslight you. Try to gaslight me. Gaslight me with stupidity. Or you know, the headlines here was removed. Okay. On the soul of all who've suffered and died in this program. All this not fair. Inclusive of those people like Steve Marlowe who ends up having blood of some trashy 15-year-old. Never. To all who've been abused and tortured and died. I was in there, and this woman was trying to, you're gonna be castrated. It's like, oh, come on, penis, before I let you live your fantasy. You turn people into fanatics. I promise you, I don't care what you come in shape for, what shape or form these people come in, men, women, children, whatever it is that partake in this, thinking that they can be negative of what reality is. Clearly manipulating the brain since the 60s and have clowns saying, no, today we don't manipulate, today we're mapping. I just saw a picture of like a child, like is an artist, a singer picture of him when he was a kid, and behind him he has like his sister who actually reminds me of me, or at least African picture or wherever, pictures of like me and my siblings. They still give me stimulations like, now we're mad dads, like trash. No, you're manipulating my brain the way you have manipulated the brain to degrade people, to make people so angry they want to kill. That's what this program is about. Pushing people into insanity and then send the fucking retards that think that they shouldn't be harmed. You know, with these people, they think that they can harm you and not expect to be harmed. They think they can change you, change your brain, and you'll be identified with some fucking stranger that you know what they're part of. I hope I face them and they behave this way. There's so much I can do. When I was on the doctor, listen to her try to like, yeah, everything that needs to be happens, having the ways, like, yeah, like those women in this program. She know what I meant. It's like, yeah. All the women frying up, dying, and there's children. You have children and you think, and the thing is, they use these manipulations that they do to make you have. Yeah? The manipulation of make you experience to hype themselves up. You piece of fucking low life. You know they've been able to do this since the 60s. You think they regress? It's like, no, today we don't want to manipulate the brain. We're just mapping the brain. A person in a doctor office. She's a doctor. trashy or compromised fucking doctor that you know what they do to the brain. Do you know they were able to do that since the 60s? And today, they won't? They're like, nah, they choose their brain. And so why they choose this brain? Why they choose Mariana's brain? Trash us. I promise you that first of all, for whoever who's trying to gaslight me to make me internalize this, if you think there is a doubt that you can cover up, that you manipulate the brain in these disgusting ways, and you utilize the most fucking immature fuckers to try to gaslight me, that's why he killed a 15-year-old. That's why he killed a 70-year-old woman. Then think that you should behave and sending the same clown that you use to gaslight people in this program. That will make me subscribe to this. For me, if you can watch the special forces involved in this, they have no shame. This no, we choose your brain. Your brain is not manipulated this way. This is the other people's brain. Your brain is mad. Other brains is manipulated. And to send this fucking retard. This bottom field work with pedophiles. Governmental entities, filled pedos telling you to try to make me, it's amazing. This woman tried to gaslight me. I'm seeing, guess how, this is how manipulative they are. I'm seeing the pictures of the children, not even pictures, sorry. Children pictures on the wall. They start simulating me. They say, we're mapping, fucking retards. You think I'll ever subscribe to that? You guys are the pedophiles. It's been validated in 2019, by the way. And then you send the fucking retard that didn't even finish school, try to gaslight me. You send this fucking clown walking by me, and then walking super fast when I bring out the manifesto of a man saying that I'm being manipulated this way. I promise you that you will not deal. These clowns will deal with reality. The doctors participate in this. They are what they're supposed to be doing. So top tier pedophiles are here rewiring people's brain and then using compromised doctors like you who think because your mother's that changes reality. You think I can see this picture and then get stimulation and be subscriptive to it and tell me a grown-ass woman who has a whole doctorate and everything could tell me that today they won't be manipulating the brain. That's something of it's passé. Or let me guess, with me, unlike the other people, we are not manipulating your brain, we're mapping you. And listen to a fucking clown over there try to gaslight me into accepting this. A man who just finished killing a 15-year-old point blank. Wrong Negro, sorry. Wrong Negro. You gaslighting the wrong Negro. I'm telling you. You gaslighting the wrong Negro. Send the clowns around me. Excuse my language, but it's just some little. You better be ready to go where I'm going. Target me, just stay strong and see this trash for what they are. I'm sorry for all who've ended up killing, getting their hands dirty because they're pushed to that. I mean, you deserve better than that. You shouldn't have your hands dirty with this disgusting lowlifes. These trash hands, this trash blood shouldn't be on your hands. Let this trash die the way they need to die. For me, I know I'm going to confront them however it goes. However it goes, I confront them the right way. Please, calm your behavior. Think that you can override reality. Thinking that some trash who can tell me, a grown-ass woman, a doctor, who can tell me that today they won't be manipulating the brain the same way they do that to others. That should be subscripted now with you with just mapping your brain to not fucking trash came and say Roy Moore in my face. You know, the best part is I remember going to this office. They'll call me. Listen, this is how pathetic it is. I was like, I'm going to go to the office. Call me Drake. Watch what I'm going to do. She was drive by and go. I was like, what? Okay. Roy Moore, the man that allegedly was doing things to 14-year-old kids. I love the fact that I can say that name. It's so magical to me. It's so amazing. Talk about magic. It's magical. A man who allegedly was doing all these nasty things, and you get so scared to say his name because apparently he's somebody that you shouldn't be saying his name in this way. See them freezing up, scared, terrified of a name in America. This is not dictatorship. I was like, I'm gonna say Roy Moore. Why you had Jack the singer? Okay, hey, Roy Moore. Freeze up. Didn't even know what to do. And she's like, yo, take it, yo, take it. He's like, fuck, exactly. You fucking your life. This pit will run you guys. But you want us to be fucking retarded. Thank God. Little clowns calling me Drake to try to make me subscribe as they frame me. What these fuckers do. I'm like, Roy Moore. Say it, fucker. You're not gonna do it. You're gonna drop by saying it. You're gonna find a way to whisper it. Like a good little fucking bottom feeder for pedophiles. I can just stay strong.